So hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Regina Space and my name is Regina Mwangi. So today is the UN International Day for Persons with Disability, and I just got home from an event at Kicc to celebrate persons with disability, whereby the event was graced by His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta. So I took I'm about to share with you guys. So you all know, most of you know, if not all of you, that I'm a person with a disability. I'm a wheelchair user, and so this day really is at the heart and at the core of what I do on a daily basis. So I'm so happy that we have a day dedicated to persons with disability, just to celebrate them, the milestones they've made, you know, and to advocate even for more disability inclusion. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to tell you my story with disability. How did I acquire it, you know, how has the journey been? Because I get this question so many times, you know, people asking me what happened to you, which is not very always kind to ask. Sometimes you don't just go to someone and ask them what happened to you, but I'm willing to share the story with you guys, so I hope you look forward to it. But yeah, I'm going to place in the speech from the president today, of the pledge he made to persons with disability, and even how his government has you know, played a role in attaining disability inclusion in Kenya, and also what are the future plans. So I hope you do enjoy the speech and you do celebrate persons with disability wherever it is that you are, and you also promote disability inclusion in whatever it is that you do. So I hope you enjoy the speech.
Fellow Kenyans, distinguished development partners, ladies and gentlemen, today we join the community of nations in observing the International Day for Persons with Disabilities under the theme Leadership and Participation of Persons with Disabilities towards an inclusive, accessible, and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. In marking this day, we take cognizance of the fact that the theme for this year's celebration also resonates well with our government's commitments to promote inclusion of persons with disabilities in the development agenda, particularly as part of our COVID-19 Build Back Better strategy. The choice of the theme also goes down to the heart of who are the people and the nation of Kenya. The focus is also timely and appropriate at this moment, considering that for the last 2 years, our country and the rest of the world have been confronted by a major pandemic that completely disrupted all facets of social, political, as well as economic life. It is a fact that the most vulnerable members of our society bore the brunt of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the case of persons living with disabilities, the public health containment measures and protocols announced to stem the spread of the disease did indeed disproportionately affect persons with disabilities, such as the visually impaired, those with hearing impairments, and those who utilize mobility assistant devices, and those who depended on caregivers or support from relatives, colleagues, or friends. In view of the evolving challenges, the world over, and even fluid environment, days such as this offer us an opportunity to pause and to look at both what we have achieved, but also what is still left to do. We do this fully recognizing that due to the enormity of these and many other challenges, some of our fellow citizens may at times feel invisible, overlooked, and undervalued, yet they have so much to offer, but are given too few chances prove it. Therefore, on this day, we renew our commitment to make Kenya a more free, fairer, and equitable society for all our citizens, and more so for the estimated 918,270 Kenyans currently living with disabilities. As we observe this day, ladies and gentlemen, I reiterate my administration's commitment to disability inclusion. We have committed to fulfill our solemn duty to guarantee persons with disabilities access to the justice system, information, the built environment, transport systems, rehabilitation services, employment, quality education, and training, as well as all other facets of life. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Ministry of Education, who after my intervention acknowledged the fact that persons of disability needed to be given a fairer chance in terms of our national examinations, and this now has been implemented. Indeed, as an affirmation of this, and thanks to the generations of Kenyans who have heroically laid the bricks of our strong foundation of social justice, I have the privilege as President to appoint 2 persons living with disabilities to our Court of Appeal, our second highest court, and many more across the length and breadth of our public service. As President, I have appointed persons living with disabilities as principal secretaries, holders of constitutional offices, members of statutory commissions, and in other senior positions in government. Indeed, yesterday, at the pass-out parade of the National Youth Service, I was happily informed that one of their best drill instructors in Gilgil is a person living with albinism. Furthermore, our Parliament boasts a record number of persons living with disabilities, a majority of whom hail from my party. Indeed, across our political spectrum, political parties have made deliberate efforts to appoint persons living with disabilities to key positions, in addition to prioritizing their nomination for elective contests. In 2013, I appointed or nominated a lady from Kajiado to be a member of Parliament. Today, that lady is an elected member of Parliament. In 2017, the World Health Organization launched the Rehabilitation 2030 initiative, which calls for concerted and coordinated global action to scale up rehabilitation. Some of the priority areas of action identified to strengthen health systems to provide rehabilitation include: 1, improving integration of rehabilitation into the health sector; 2, incorporating rehabilitation in universal health coverage; and 3, developing a strong multidisciplinary rehabilitation workforce and promoting rehabilitation concepts across all health workforce education. Under the universal health coverage pillar of my administration's Big Four agenda, we have various focal plans to meet the specific needs of persons living with disabilities, including rehabilitation. In order to support these initiatives, I today direct the Ministry of Health to fast-track representation of rehabilitation services at all levels of our healthcare delivery system, including including policy and the universal health coverage. I also direct the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education to ensure progressive increase of the human resource for rehabilitation at both national and county levels, and to offer support to institutions of higher learning to develop capacity for training of rehabilitation personnel. I want in that regard to take this opportunity to applaud the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology for taking the lead in capacity development of rehabilitation personnel with an annual intake of 150 students pursuing degree in rehabilitation-related courses. I also recognize the university for committing 10 acres of its land to build a proposed National Center for Excellence in Assistive Technology, the first of its kind in Africa. Once established, the National Center for Excellence in Assistive Technology will provide much needed training, research, and innovation, as well as manufacturing and distribution of assistive technology. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mark this day, I urge all Kenyans to renew their dedication to embracing diversity, ending discrimination, and removing all barriers that stand against persons living with disabilities, and upholding the rights, dignity, and equal opportunities of persons with disability. We are, as a government, undertaking to review the Persons with Disability Act 2003 to align it with the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and to bring it into sync with the current realities. This process, which began in 2018, has taken far too long. And as such, the proposed bill is yet to be enacted. So today again, I direct agencies, including the Attorney General's Office, the Ministry of Public Service, Gender, Senior Citizens Affairs and Special Programs, to hasten the process so that Parliament can enact the new law in the life of the current Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning I have had the privilege of being briefed by my minister on the new system of registering persons with disabilities that the National Council for Persons with Disabilities has developed. I am indeed pleased to note that the system is real-time and it will indeed address the various gaps experienced with the current registration system, which locks out many persons with disabilities due to its weak approval and verification. The current system does not provide adequate socio-economic data on persons with disabilities, which is critical in planning as well as the allocation of resources. In the new system, the reporting structure has been enhanced, and the system will also offer a new generation disability identification card with security features that will be able to deter fraud cases. To facilitate wide access, today, Margaret, I also direct you to ensure that the process of registering persons with disabilities is provided to them at no cost. I also appeal to county governments to consider waiving the cost of assessment of persons with disabilities in gazetted hospitals, which is a requirement for registration. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Kenyans, I conclude by calling on all Kenyans to celebrate the exemplary work of all institutions and persons involved in promoting the well-being of persons living with disabilities. Their enormous sacrifices affirm our national creed that we are one people made greater by our diversity. We have made tremendous progress in mainstreaming persons with disabilities. Progress that we should all be proud of. As we celebrate these gains, let us today all redouble our efforts towards our common goal of creating an even playing field for all persons living with disabilities in Kenya. May God bless you all, and may God bless Kenya. Asante.
So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and also share the video, with your friends if you like it. And thank you guys to all those who are subscribing, and for those who are watching, my videos. Thank you. Bye.